All right, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but historically speaking, it only takes 2 to 3% of the population to stage an effective coup. The black population in the United States is around what, 12%? Yeah, y'all might want to actually reconsider your ignorance when it comes towards black people as if they can't do anything. Because here's the thing, there are a lot of white people who are also very supportive of them, myself included. Those are my rights too. And unlike many of you, I actually get victimized as well. Whereas many of you, you don't even know what it's like. You don't. I don't know what it's like to be treated in a racist fashion out here. I know what it's like to be treated like I'm a white boy in the system, though. God damn, that's a lot of racism. So earlier today, I was talking, and I've been doing it for a while now, haven't I? Speaking out about how the news is not honest, how they are just as equally to blame, especially when it comes to a homeless person. When it comes to a black person, they might listen to the story and post it up, especially the more support you have, more public support you have. People who say, I don't want my name out there. I'm too scared. I'm too scared. I'm too scared. Jesus fuck. You can't really help me, can you? No, you really can't. No, great. So, the state of the nation right now, we have peaceful protests and we have violent protests. And earlier today, or yep, it's only 11:36 now. So yeah, earlier today, I was explaining to y'all yet again. Now that camera crew getting arrested, they wanted to use the CNN thing to get special privileges, and they're supposed to get special privileges because they're the media, right? What if their special privileges put people at risk or get people killed? See, the thing with a lot of this, Natalie, that whole situation, plus everything that has happened before and since, I mean, it's all kindling on the fire. We're not talking about one criminal mastermind who did something really evil and forced all these evil minions to do this stuff for him. No, we're talking about each person with their shitty opinion throwing another lit stick on a fire. And you don't even realize what it is that you're lighting on fire. You're just going along with everyone else. Now, we have a minority population who is currently, well, showing their numbers, which is what makes change. That is what makes change. Democratia, people power, not all about me. Hey, I can't worry about your problem, Sean. I got to worry about mine. I can't worry about yours or yours or yours or yours or yours. And that is why all of us are going through it. You're like, I can't do anything by myself, okay? I'm sorry, Sean, but I'm just one person. Hundreds of people have told me that since Natalie disappeared, even before as well. And look at this. You see how wrong you were. The numbers do make a difference. Numbers alone confer no advantage, but there ain't a whole bunch of United States soldiers breathing down their necks with M16s yet. 50 cal Mondoos. 50 cal Mondoos isn't really something you should use in riot control, but some of these guys might have been trained for in case they need to go over to Iraq. And if you have taken a look at those videos, you know that they don't care. The way that they were trained is actually, if the people are there and you got to shoot into the fucking houses, then you do it. Now you hope that they won't be popping out with the Mondoos. That's the 50 caliber Browning machine gun. Why do I know so much about weapons? I find them fascinating. I love machinery. Not so much guns, but I do love guns because of the complications and the way that they are able to figure out complex problems that you encounter. I mean, you've got a lot of pressures, you've got a lot of metallurgy, you've got a lot of stuff that goes into making one of those that you might not even think about. Um, this guy, he's a reporter in CNN building a few hours ago, and their building's getting attacked. Well, yeah, I'm going to tell you something though. Well, we've got these riots happening well, not riots. I don't consider any of them riots yet. A riot can get pretty big. Right now, we're looking at less than, I'd say about 1% of the population of black folks in some of these areas, tops. But they do have the number for a hostile takeover. They have the numbers for a coup. Yes, black people can take us over and own us, the majority, if they want to right now. They have the numbers. Just as black people, not even counting you or me or the Native Americans, the immigrants who are also human beings who've been repeatedly treated like animals by this regime. Donald Trump has done everything to these people, literally everything, except put them in the oven. Wait, no, that's not true either. Our administration has now actually killed. We've done everything that the Nazis have done. To our own people. We've treated these minorities like they're Jews, but it's not just the minorities. Anybody who's poor, anybody who's considered mentally ill must have treatment. The people who were put in the ovens there at Auschwitz, they were dead when they were put in the oven. They were put in the gas chamber first. We're going through a lot of stuff right now, and I'm not saying that they're putting people in gas chambers, but they're killing a lot of people. They're getting violent. You're condemning people who are desperate because they're literally being slaughtered like fucking cattle. Okay? Police, literally the police, are the ones slaughtering them like cattle. This is what they're angry about. They're not investigating the crimes against these people. And that is part of how the police are actually responsible for many of the murders committed by others. Because they didn't do anything. You're not a pretty girl, you don't matter. You're not a pretty white girl with blonde hair and blue eyes. What are you talking about, right? You don't have money either. So the people at CNN are bitching because they're getting attacked and so on and so forth. And they're not really being attacked. Sorry, I was looking at something live streaming. I didn't see you guys commenting here. Much love, mate. There's no such thing as safe in my life. You don't agree with looting and burning places. Look, take a look at what's going on here, okay? Look at how long people have been depraved. Look at how much that they had to try to live on. Look at the situations they're in. Yeah, if you're hungry, go fucking loot. Loot the grocery store. Don't loot anything else. The government can replace all of the food in those grocery stores. They can pay for that. They've stolen enough from us already. When you're in an extreme situation like that, yes, looting is actually a pretty intelligent thing to do. Those people who stocked up on toilet paper, you're calling them crazy, but well, if everything does break down, yeah, they're going to be glad they have that toilet paper because they didn't install a bidet, and they really can't right now. It's the whole COVID-19 thing, nothing that's non-essential, right? I don't agree with the looting and burning of those places either. But at the same time, the environment that created this was created by CNN. It was created by Fox News. It was created by. When I'm watching this video, I stopped it right after a point where he's saying, we try to give you honest news. Don't you fucking don't? Oh my God, you don't. They didn't tell the truth through any of the Natalie situation. They were not unbiased through any of that. The news outright refused to look at any evidence. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit, Batman. Now you notice that there's a lot of people who know exactly where to go. They know exactly where the Nazi infrastructure is. Where did the Nazis build their infrastructure? Number one, the military. Look at our military. Concentration camps and labor camps. Do we have those? Yes, we have forced labor camps. Anybody who is convicted of crime in the United States of America can be used for slave labor. Congratulations. That's the 13th Amendment. It was enacted at the end of what war? The Civil War. That's right. They introduced it before the war was over, and they ratified it and got it all legal and agreed on it right afterwards. So the South made anti-homeless laws and then kicked all the black people out. Now we got the chain gangs. We're dealing with that today. Now, at the time, there was still a lot of racist white people, a lot more than we got today. And they went right along with it. According to the law, by that point, well, we got to take what we're looking at back then versus today. Today, we're supposed to all be equal on paper. And the Constitution was actually intentionally written the way that it was. They had to twist and warp and contort the words in that to try to make it so that future generations could have equality. The 13th Amendment destroyed all of that. Adolf Hitler designed a lot of his worst stuff after the United States. He was a big fan of Henry Ford, and Henry Ford was an accomplished anti-Semitic. You want to hate all Jews. You want to hate all the Palestinians. You want to hate all the Muslims. You want to hate all the Christians. You want to hate all the whoever you want. Really, you should stop hating. Get out there and help your, what's the word? Human brothers and sisters out there protesting. If people are trying to burn stuff and light them on fire, you know what? You know how to play Operation Human Shield. And I'm not talking about Terrence and Phillip and Canada and all that bullshit from South Park. I'm talking about shielding someone from abuse. You know how to do that. All of you know how to do that. If you are a parent, you automatically have that ingrained in your brain. How do you get rid of that? Severe head trauma, severe quantities of abuse that result in PTSD. There's a lot of stuff that can separate you from that. And I do understand that not everybody has that connection. Not everybody is capable of it with the ride on my birthday, the last time that I ever saw Natalie, when we were on our way to Elliot's Coffee Grounds. Natalie was sitting on my lap, and there wasn't anything in hell that was going to hurt Natalie. Nothing at all. There was enough room for the two seats. I mean, it's a tiny fucking vehicle, and you would have had to see it, I guess. It was a Honda Civic with a hatchback, and it was a fucking tiny one from the 90s. It was 91, I believe. It was tore up. I had to tie on the fender with some shoestrings. They got these little square holes in them for lining them up and putting little snaps in and all that. A lot of them were snapped off, so I good old fashioned American ingenuity, right? No, it's not good old fashioned American ingenuity, it's human ingenuity. Humans can do that. People in China can do that. People in Korea can do that. People in Africa can do that. People in Europe, people in any country on earth can do that. There are intelligent people everywhere. There are people who can look at this and their imagination starts up, and they have learned so much about the way that the world works. They look at this and they see hundreds of possibilities where all you see is garbage. You know, if they really wanted to go to war, they could literally get on YouTube and watch the videos between Sonic Dad and the King of Random. You can take out a lot of cops at once. You can also hook up a power supply with probably a capacitor because it all discharges at once. And then you spray them with a garden hose and you attach the capacitor to the string. Make sure you're wearing some gloves. It's not going to be pleasant for anyone it touches. And that's a way that you can less than lethally take out a group of police officers who are using ancient Roman tactics. Well, Thomas Weatherington typed, "How are you doing with that, by the way? I've lost a lot of friends, most during high school. It must suck even worse because who are targeted by police and the general public." Um, I lost over 300 people that I loved and knew personally in a 10-year period. Natalie isn't the only person that I lost. I lost hundreds before her. I've lost close to 100 since her, I'm pretty sure. I've lost at least 50 so far, people that I loved. There's also people that I didn't know that they were killed over the whole Natalie situation too, but that's I didn't know them. They were just people that I was told that were killed over it. Um, and not all of them. Some of those people were killed because the police didn't listen to me. When I was in Clearview, they wouldn't allow me to tell on them about the abuse that I was enduring. They wouldn't allow me an officer there. It wasn't a whole bunch of abuse there at Clearview. It was just the fact that it was not professional. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And the doctor's never there. They got a lot of really bad reviews. And then they killed two people doing what it is. People are like, "You're a fucking liar, dude. You're a fucking liar. Oh, dude, fucking, you got this fantasy shit all fucked up in your head." Yeah, sure, thanks. The worst part is, you know, I can't lose this fight. If I have to lose every single one of my loved ones to tell the truth, it's worth it because they'll all be better off in the long run. All of them. My goal here is to change laws and get these predators put away. That's what I'm interested in. Natalie, that whole situation was the fact that, first of all, I loved her very much. She was one of my very favorite people who ever existed. Not my favorite, but pretty close. Um, and a lot of the people that were trying to help me, they had to deal with death as well. A lot of these people, the reason that they weren't able to help me, although the police wrote down whatever the hell they wanted, most of these people, the reasons they couldn't help, deaths in the family, illnesses, and then just little tinkly shit like your fucking roof getting torn off by some high winds in Denver, or your hot water heater breaking down, and you're having to even you and your husband are both having to take a day off work to fix it. You can't afford to hire somebody. Most of these people are also broke. They're not rich people. I mean, food and a roof over my head for a couple of nights isn't a whole heck of a lot, but I was fucking grateful because it's what they had to give. Tabby, she was totally happy to take me in because I brought money. I certainly did. You're okay with it, buddy. There he is. There he is. Oh, he's running off. Oh, I hope I pointed it right. I did get a view of him the other night. I can't tell where it's pointing. It's not like using my phone, and my phone is full of evidence, so it won't take screenshots. I have been erasing screenshots of stuff that I can go back and take screenshots of later, so that I can take screenshots of things. Um, the thing is that when these things happen to a black person in such terrible fashion, people protest and they protest and nothing happens. And they speak up and they speak up and nothing happens. You're telling these people not to get violent. People are shooting them in the fucking heads. Shooting them in their heads. Like they're fucking animals. It's like they're taking Native Americans, driving them off in the country and just fucking leaving them there so they fucking freeze to death. We're taking away their blankets when they're homeless in Boulder so they freeze to death. That is murder. Selena Not Afraid was murdered. In the least, they should be charged with manslaughter.